Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon for those of you, and good morning for those of you who are on the other side of the world. I am Leo Brown, and welcome to another edition of Psychic's Perspective. We are doing Influencer Week. So, Influencer Week is anybody with a primary following on social media. So, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, even things like that. So I wanted to pinpoint people that I feel are very much influencers on social media. And I'm going to read for Ike Slimster, Imani Van Zant, and the Conscious Lee, also known as George Lee. So let's get started with our first influencer. It is Ike Slimster. Now, Ike Slimster is a comedian, an artist, and a music producer, or music producer, because he's a musician as well. I discovered Ike. How did I discover him? I discovered him through, I believe, Instagram, and I found him to be hilariously funny. But not only that, but very talented, very talented. I love his paintings. I hope to own one of his paintings one day. His paintings are wonderful, and I will leave a link below to where you can go and visit his website and you can see his stuff for yourself. So with that being said, let's get started. Oh, and also, if you can, do me a favor, honey, if you can, as a sugar bear, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and of course, subscribe if you want. Become a part of the family. Become a part of the Sugar Bear family. I want, all of you to know that you guys are actually motivating me and inspiring me to keep doing this. Because as you both know, as some of you know, I'm not really a big social media, like, how do I put it? I'm not on social media. I am, but I'm not one where I live by social media. You know what I mean? I just don't. But I know that for my career, for what I do, it's a great tool to use, and why not use it? Plus, I love communicating with all of y'all. So there's that. Okay, so with that being said, let's get started. Mr. Slimster, my fellow Leo friend. All right, Ike Slimster. And I know that's not his actual name. If somebody knows his actual name, put it in the comments. All right, here we go. And I will be using cards for this too. Here guys. Here we go. 2, 3. Do this. Let this reading for Mr. Simpson make sense. Let it be fair. Let it be honest. And be open to hearing it, and to receiving what the spirits have to say. Okay. So as I'm flipping cards, what I'm hearing in my head is work in progress. And I'm going to talk directly to you, Mr. Slimster, now. I hear work in progress. Everything for you is a work in progress. You're always thinking about the next thing, the next ebb. I see a lot to do with you in even modeling or, yeah, modeling, because I'm seeing modeling. I'm seeing you take pictures. I'm seeing you become a spokesperson for a clothing line. But it's like you're never satisfied. You're always thinking about, well, okay, that's great. I'm happy I got this. But what's next on the agenda? What's the next thing? Because I pick up a lot of ambition. I pick up a lot of drive. I pick up someone who is not about making money for you. Money is the icing on the cake, but it's more about being successful. And dare I say, kind of leaving a legacy. That's the way it feels to me. The first card that I pulled was the Eight of Swords in reverse. So what this is telling me is that for a long time in the past, you, like now, you're learning that it's okay to speak your mind. In the past, you would speak your mind, but you wouldn't say exactly what was on your head. And I kind of get you wanting, like, it's funny, you look very imposing, because if people have ever seen Ike, he's very tall. He's very like he's a big and tall dude, like he really is. And I feel like people around him, they kind of take his kindness for weakness, you know, and for a long time he would, what I hear in my head is people please. But now what I'm picking up is that now, and I want to say like the past either 3 years ago or 3 months ago, I get the number three surrounding this card. So what that's telling me is that for the past 3 years ago or 3 months ago, you've been really expressing yourself verbally, and not just verbally, but even mentally. And I even feel like mental health is, or yeah, mental health has become a focus for you. I'm not saying like you are going through some stuff, but I feel like for you when it comes to things of checking your mood, checking yourself, taking inventory, that's been very important. You're realizing like, okay, I can't be everything to everybody. My life doesn't revolve around social media. I have to be able to say, you know what? I need a break. I need to sit down. I need to, write. I need to create, not just for the money, but just because. Um, let's see. Okay. The second card that I pulled was the Magician card. So what this is telling me is that everything that you want to achieve, everything that you want to do, everywhere you want to go, you realize now, you're like, you know what? I can do it. I get a lot of self-confidence. I get body confidence now. I kind of get something to do with your midsection, where you're like, for a long time, either you didn't like it, but now you're starting to, because I see it trimming up. I literally see it shrinking, but I also see you being satisfied with the way you look and the way you are and the way you carry yourself. And not only that, but a lot of this has to do with travel. I'm picking up as probably not, I would say as we go later into 2022, I see travel coming up for you, maybe August, September, somewhere in there. I get European travel. I get you going back to your homeland of Africa as well. So I'm seeing a lot of different things. Or yeah, I see something to do with you visiting family. And I want to say probably end of the year for you, end of the year, end of this year, or maybe going into the next. Like I see you, I keep getting, for me, this feels like this is going to be the next year because I see 11, 12, 11, 12. So I want to say November, December, somewhere in there. I feel like you're going to end up going back to your homeland and visiting your folks and things like that, or just reconnecting, even not even that, reconnecting with yourself. Because a lot of this has to do with you realizing all the power that you have is all within. And that's where you're at right now. You're starting to understand, like, yes, I can have a huge following via social media, but what I want to do is really up to me, whatever it is that I want to do. Let's see. So the card that may be the problem is the Sun card, and it actually makes total sense with you being a Leo. This makes complete sense. So, Mr. Slimster, what I get around you is that there are moments where what I'm being told is don't let your head get too big, but at the same time, don't sell yourself so short. And I kind of get you going back and forth, back and forth. 1 minute you're like, I'm the shit and I know I'm creative and I'm great. And then I get a great deal of frustration, especially when it comes to your music. I see you, because I get you being a perfectionist. I literally see you at the mixing board or at your computer and you're like, it doesn't sound right. It has to be, why is it not doing this? Why is it not doing what I want it to do? And I feel like that can be an issue for you at times. But what I'm picking up around you is be confident in what you do, but don't be cocky about it. Keep, yeah, try to keep an even keel. And it looks like to me not, that's been a little bit of a struggle sometimes. Because I see you on one hand be very open and very transparent, but then on the other hand, you tend to shut down and you go within yourself. So I'm picking up a lot of that. It's not depression per se, it's just you pulling everything back, you know, and kind of, phoning it in a little bit sometimes. It just depends on certain things. But from what I'm seeing, you've got it. Like everything that you want to do, you definitely have it, but you have to, don't be afraid to shine. You know what I mean? And people have to stop mistaking, you know, you being confident as you being arrogant, and you're not. But I feel like your confidence is starting to grow, and sometimes it shocks you. But from what I'm picking up, Mr. Slimster, you're doing very well, very well, very well. I also pick up a lot to do with you in contracts. I'm picking up probably within the next 3 to 4 months. I'm seeing contracts coming your way, like, or either you, if you haven't done it already, I'm seeing you renewing contracts. I'm seeing things come to you where you're like, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that. But I also see you, being like, okay, I'll do these things, but let me look at this contract with a fine tooth comb. Because it's not like, once again, like I said in the beginning, it's not about money for you. If money is nice, okay, money is nice, but it really is about the legacy. I feel like, excuse me, I feel like a lot of it is legacy, a lot of it is pride, a lot of it is, you looking back and going, integrity, like you going, you know what, I want to do something, I want to be well known, I want to do my art, but when I look back on it, when I slow things down, I want to look back and go, you know what, I'm proud of that, because that was me, not somebody forcing me to do something that I didn't want to do. Because you really want to be in complete control, of your brain and what you do. And I do see your following growing a great deal, like a great deal. And I get either a talk show or like a podcast because I hear you speaking. I really do. I feel like you're gonna, yeah. I see you doing like for me, it feels like a talk show because I'm seeing you in like a round table. It's you, it's a woman. I see a dark or medium complected woman. She's got beautiful curly hair. It comes to about here. She's really, really sweet. And she's really, like, you guys really bond. And I feel like she's gonna be your co-host. And then it may be like you and I want to say 3 or 4 other people, because I like a small round table, and weekly you'll have either weekly, yeah, weekly discussions, weekly or monthly, depending on your schedules. You guys will get together, and it's going to become very, very popular. And it may be through like IG Live, because I get Instagram around it too. So you got some things in the fire, definitely. The last card, or the second to last card I get, is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So what this is telling me is that not that you're having bad luck, but that changes are happening. They're just happening slowly. They're happening slowly. And a lot of it is because right now, mentally, you're in a good space, but at the same time, you're thinking in your head, I want to be strategic. I don't want to just do something just to do it. So I see you being very selective of what you do, not only what you do, but how you do it. And that's in business, that's in your personal life, that's in work, that's in everything. Another thing I'm picking up around you is sleep. I feel like you either don't get enough sleep or you don't get enough sleep. Because I feel like sleep, you tend to be a bit of an insomniac. And that's mainly because you're always in here. Um, and it's interesting too because you're a lot more sensitive than most people would know, than most people care to realize, a lot more. And it's so interesting. I don't know how old you are, Mr. Slimster, but I get very much an older soul. I get someone who would rather be at home and relax, or be at a lounge, be it like a smoky lounge or like a hookah bar or a cabaret kind of thing versus a loud ass club. I just don't get that energy from you. You're very much like a classic gentleman. I guess that's the best way I would describe you. That's your energy. But I also get that you're a bit of a goofball. And I feel like when it comes to, I'm bouncing because I'm picking up a lot. When it comes to your personal life, it it really depends on the mood you're in, what people get from you. Because I really feel like you have to keep your moods in check sometimes. But I also get something to do with you in dating. I feel like you are either dating or you're out there, you're doing your thing, but at the same time, I really pick up that you're looking maybe not for well, no, you are. I feel like you do want a wife. You do want someone to come home to. You do want, but I feel like you want a supportive somebody. It's not just you want it's really quality over quantity for you. That's the energy that I get around you right now. And that makes sense with this too, because it means that you're really not wasting time anymore when it comes to what you want, whether it be your love life, whether it be, your family, like just you're not wasting your time. You're not spinning your wheels. But I feel like the changes that you're wanting, even with your personal life, that's going to come. But I want to say, give that 2023, I feel, is when that'll start to come about for you. I keep getting like 2 years from now. That's when things will regarding that. But once again, you're being strategic. You're taking your time because you're realizing the one person that you've never really learned to work with is yourself. And you're starting to do that now, which is wonderful. The last and final card that I have pulled is the Seven of Swords. So what this is telling me is that, honey, you got the gift of gab and you are using it to go all the way to the bank. And it's funny, I think you talking about, and I get mainly you telling the story, you talking to people, you inspiring people, you speaking, you doing motivational speaking, not just like comedy videos and stuff, because I know you're known for your comedy videos and all of that, but I see you speaking about serious issues that affect not just you, but Black men in general, and you talking about and telling your story and sharing it with people who can identify with you, who can be like, you know what, okay, I can relate to that. Once again, I see that's what this woman is going to come in that I picked up, this media complected woman. That's what she's going to come in and kind of spearhead you and help you, and you guys are going to work together, because I pick up a collaborative effort coming about regarding this. And I feel like you are well on your way to where you want to go. But I also pick up that you're like, I don't want to burn myself out, because I see you being like, you know what, let me slow it down, because you're realizing you can't pour from an empty cup a great deal. So yeah, I get around you right now. You're doing extremely well regarding, your work life. But I feel like a lot of it has to do with, or not your work life, but just when it comes to your work. But what I get mainly around you is you're learning to balance yourself, balance it out with your work life balance, but also you're learning to love yourself. Not saying that you didn't, but I think for a long time, you never really put the spotlight on you, and now you're starting to. And sometimes that can be a bit scary because it's making you confront a lot of issues. And I get, I want to say this is your mother or your parent, like your parents. Like I get something to do with, I see a woman around me. Excuse me, I see a woman around me, and she is, I don't want to say she's heavy set, but she's a thicker lady, and she gives me motherly energy. She feels like like somebody's mom, but I also get kind of a grandmother feel from her too, like very religious. Because I hear prayer being a big issue for her, or being a big part of her life. And I feel like you're working on maybe not that relationship, but I think confronting a lot of things that shaped you. Because I pick up a lot to do with childhood or childhood, adolescent stuff, like a lot of deep issues that I think people don't realize. One of the reasons why you paint is it's one of your many outlets. Comedy is too, but I feel like painting and music definitely are outlets for you in terms of, working through a lot of emotional baggage and things of that nature. So that is my reading for you, Mr. Slimster. I hope it made sense. I hope I hit some points. Even if I didn't, please let me know. I thank you so much for being open to this and for what the spirits have had to say to you and for you. And for those of you who are watching, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like a reading, a one-on-one reading with me, Leo Brown, you can do so. You can log into my website, psychicleo.com. That's psychicleo.com. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and I will talk with all of you soon. Bye-bye.